Here's a short, sharp gill scramble northeast of Grasmere in the Central Lake District. Gill doesn't appear to have a name on any maps as far as I can see, but it runs up to Brackenwife Knotts, so I'm going to call it Brackenwife Gill. Park somewhere in the north of Grasmere, walk across the A591 and take the road that runs along the side of the Swan until you get to this point, which is Greenhead Gill Track, and head up the track. Through this gate, your outpath will come down here on the left, but to get to the Gill start, you just carry straight on. This bridge on the right carries the path that runs up to Alcock Tarn, but for Brackenwife, just go straight. This is where Brackenwife Beck joins Greenhead Beck, and it's time to head up left into the Gill. Through this imposing bridge is the first pitch. It is slippery, it is stinky, and it is awkward, and you may very well be wondering what you're doing when you try to climb it. Above that pitch, clambering over boulders on a shallow gradient. Talking of shallow, it has not rained much for quite a long time, so the water levels here are lower than they might typically be. Here's the second pitch, about 12 feet high, mossy, but enough steps on it to mean that I would rate it a grade 1. The pools are up to shin deep, and this one lies beneath the third pitch, which is like the second one, only more so, around about 25 feet high. The central rock is washed, but because nobody ever comes up here, even that is a little slimy and needs to be rubbed down if you're to get grip. Two downsides of Brackenwife Gill to note. Some of the rock is covered in this green, dewy, gloopy mush that is disgusting to look at and not that great to touch, and it is partly overgrown in places. It's been pretty solid grade 1 up to this point, though I am going to identify a couple of other limited challenges, which is that there are thistles and a couple of holly trees, meaning occasionally when you reach for a handhold, there's a nice dried holly leaf waiting to prickle you. But onwards further with a steady run of grade 1 cascades. Here we are at what I'd rate as the grade 2-ish meat on the bones of Brackenwife Gill. I've been over this chockstone once already, and fingers crossed it seems to be fairly well jammed in place, but I found I needed to straddle it right foot over here and left foot going up here in order to get up and over. This pitch above the chockstone because of its verticality, and then this pitch going round the corner further up because of its slipperiness. Both require thought and pre-planning, and they're getting on for grade 2 again. The pitch that starts there and goes round that corner is overhung at the beginning and very slimy. Maybe you could scramble it, but looks like you'd also mash up the vegetation quite a bit if you tried to do that, so instead I'm going to scramble up these rocks and go over and round. From here back to grade 1 territory. I'll show a couple more clips from higher up the gill, but this cross path marks the sensible end to the scramble. Just head yourself left here till you get to the wood, then head down and follow your nose back to Grasmere. Above the path there's been the odd mini pitch of 4 or 5 feet in length and this 20-foot mossy trickle. There could be great scrambling ahead, but given how thin and weedy the beck has become, I'm guessing not. That was Brackenwife Gill. Took about 10 to 15 minutes to get to the start from Grasmere, 20-25 minutes for the scramble, 20-25 minutes to get back to Grasmere. So all told, about an hour for the entire circuit. I said at the beginning it was short and sharp, and so it proved. I'd also add at the end that it was a little bit sweet because there was reasonable scrambling right throughout. So perhaps as much for the convenience and the efficiency as for the quality of scrambling. I think I'm going to score it 7 out of 10, and I would recommend it if you're looking for a quick scramble in the Central Lake District.